All right, we got the green light. No, we got the red light. We got the green light. All right. Hopefully, we're here, ladies and gentlemen, on the BCP, trying to watch some Avengers Endgame. Nunes, let us know how the stream's working out. This is kind of like our last shot, no pun intended, here on this. Trying to get this watch along going, man. How you doing over there, Mr. Chris Nunes?
I'm doing good as I can be. I just ate a sub, so I'm actually pretty good right now,
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I want to hear, man. All right, that's awesome. Eddie, you still there? I don't see you anymore, Eddie. Oh, there he is. Just, like perfect timing, man. Mr.
What? You don't
Souls,
see it anymore?
I see you now, man. How's everything? A lot of technical difficulties today. How you doing over there, brother?
Yeah. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more hungry than Chris is right now.
Oh yeah, because
I wasn't hungry when we were about to start, but now I'm like, man,
I
I
was
need
gonna
some
say,
some
man. Yeah,
food.
That's what I was saying. The food came just in time, so I was like, I got to eat.
Yeah.
We're struggling a little bit, so I actually ate now, so I'm good.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you guys for
we
hanging in there.
on the looks good. It's a little delayed, like between this and the stream, but
Yeah,
it looks like we're good.
but it's not choppy. Like it should be delayed, but it's not choppy.
No,
All right.
let me put on the light.
Oh, look at that handsomeness! Just a whole bunch of
There you
handsomeness on the
go.
screen right now. Now, probably in a few minutes, you'll just have all of us bawling simultaneously over our favorite superheroes. But thank you guys for doing this again. Like the idea was kind of do like a watch along. Again, this is a 3 hour. I call it a masterpiece. I love this movie. I think everyone watching loves this movie. Um,
This is the fastest hours I've ever been through.
well, yeah, totally. It's so good. You know, we'll kind of feel it out. What's that?
It goes by so quick.
Yeah, it's good. Especially, and
I
again,
know.
like
I've never watched a 3 hour movie that felt like an hour and
No,
a half.
yeah.
totally. And make sure you guys. So obviously, people who've watched watch-alongs before, Nunes and I have done them a lot on the podcast with some wrestling matches and stuff. So this is like our first like big movie. So thank you guys for joining us. But we can't show the movie. Obviously, we can't show the audio and all that. But we can give you special guest commentary. So. There's a lot of like great scenes in this movie where there is no music or no dialogue, but we're just going to be talking through it, or maybe we'll just be captivated. I don't know. You guys ready to start this adventure?
I think it's going to be a lot of captivation.
Yeah, totally. All right, let's try it. So everyone, if you do have the movie, and again, most people probably know it by now, but throw it on. We all have it, I think, on Disney Plus. I think we're all just going to hit play. We'll do a 3, 2, 1. Everything won't be perfectly in sync, but we'll definitely give it a shot. And Nunez, you said the stream's okay, passable.
Yeah, the stream's fine. Yeah.
Good. All
Wait,
right.
which movie are we watching? Thor: The Dark World.
That
I'm
was
gonna watch that. You guys can watch Endgame.
that was totally just worth do all that for that joke. That was totally worth all of this, man. All right. You guys ready to go over there? Oh, Eddie, you want to play us in real? Are you going to give us a little something or no? Maybe later.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. I got
Yes,
you.
please give us an Eddie.
He's got the
This is why Eddie's here.
dashboard Souls Professional.
Yes, I love it. Heart and soul.
All right. Can you hear that? Okay.
It's beautiful, beautiful. I'm
Ladies and
gonna start
gentlemen,
crying already.
Elias.
All right. Here we go.
Wow, that's actually really good.
Wow, dude,
Man,
that
dude, if I'm ever going through anything, I'm just gonna call you and be like, dude, can you serenade me?
I have literally
got you.
done
I'm here
that.
for it.
Dude, Eddie and I have literally done that like in the past 2-3 months at least a couple of times. Where you just play guitar and
That
talk
just made
for
me so
hours.
happy.
Dude, he's a guy.
That just made me so happy.
Dude, I
Glad I
am.
could help.
I'm not like trying to be grim or anything, but like I have asked Eddie to play at my funeral, like not even joking, like years ago. He's the man. he
I
is
mean, that's a solid request, though. Just saying.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be awesome, and it
I'm
has
honored to do it.
it has to be good, man.
I
Um,
probably won't live as long as you, so
stop. Well,
you're gonna have to sort that thing out.
yeah.
I might have to pre-record it.
You might you might have to pre-record it. Yeah, I mean that's a smart move, though.
No boy. All right, we're already having too much fun over here. All right, guys. Eddie, thank you. That was amazing. I'm already getting like emotional just from that. Like, really good, man. All right, guys. Let's start the movie. Don't play it too loud. We don't want to hear the background noise too much. And yeah, let's get into it. Obviously, Infinity War, great movie. I wish we could watch them both. Maybe we'll go back to the other one. But with all the pieces they had going into this movie, with a lot of missing pieces, with the obvious things that happened to the characters, they did so much with this movie. And I know you guys love it. I really enjoy it. Should we just get to it?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's do it. All right.
All right. I'm gonna
So we
wait
do
it.
3-2 assemble. You want to do 3-2 assemble?
Yeah. So 3, 2. We won't do it now, but this is the practice. Yeah. So we'll do 3, 2, and then Nunez. You give me, or we'll go. It won't be in unison because there's a delay.
Assemble!
Yeah. Okay. So Nunez, we'll do it on your assemble. So you count it in, Nunez. Go ahead, because you got the cap shirt.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. All right. So 3, 2, assemble!
All right. We're in.
It worked.
Here we go. I see the arrow.
One of my favorite openings to a movie of all time.
Such a good way to get it started. Like, remember that whole thing that happened last movie?
Yeah.
You have to relive it again.
I feel like I talked to Rob about this, but I love how when I guess what do you want to call them, the vanishings? I guess like
Yeah.
when they disappear. There's no music. There's no, you don't know it's coming until it happens, which is they make it so subtle. And if you hear it when they disappear, you kind of almost hear like somebody blowing into the wind. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the only thing you get.
Yeah, it's just so eerie. It's like eerie, quiet, like perfectly done.
Yeah, and again, like I was scared going into this one because we had no Ant-Man really in the last one. We had no Hawkeye. I'm like, what are they doing here? Because you want to see everyone together. Obviously, we get that later on. Spoiler alert. And but
Yeah.
Hawkeye and Ant-Man are such key players in this one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was so pumped for the way
Oh, boy.
they handled Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's beginning. By the way, it's a smart kid. I put ketchup on my hot dog too.
There it is. And yeah, this is where it
What
kind
did
of
somebody say they put mayo or mustard on their hot dog? I'm not really a mustard guy. Never put mayo on a hot dog. I
No.
don't know if I would do that.
Never done that. I'll do ketchup and mustard, but
I'm just the ketchup guy.
don't know about mayo.
Yeah.
I don't really get down with that. I don't like mayo on anything really.
So this is where
Okay, that's fair.
this is where it starts to get real, gentlemen. Where it really starts to hit you. Just so, like you kind of see like what are they, ashes or whatever, when they kind of disintegrate and all that, and just what a great opening. It takes you right back to where you left off. And I thought it would have been a brilliant move to bring this into the crossover from some of like the Netflix shows or the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to just kind of have people randomly disappear like mid-season or anything. Obviously, they didn't do that, but this movie does a good job tying in some of the TV show characters and.
I think you still held out hope for that happening, but I knew a long time ago that was never going to happen.
So
I'm in love with Nebula. Not gonna lie.
This is a great pairing though, because you don't expect the Iron Man with Nebula of all people. Now I always said to Eddie, I thought Nebula would be like the one who really just ended Thanos. I thought it was going to be Nebula was going to be a key player, and she was. But I love this this pairing, and it's surprising how much comedy they're getting into this movie already.
Yeah. But it's not like forced humor. It's just like it's funny just because they're so different. They didn't say anything to each other, and there's just like inherent funniness to it.
Yeah. And like again, we don't like now we know because we've seen it, but we're like kind of putting the pieces together. Obviously, they were trapped on Titan, I believe is the planet, and now they're just kind of trying to go back home, and it's essentially hopeless. So again, kind of a little foreshadowing here, where again we know what happens. If you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this, but little foreshadowing with Tony's character right here, leaving the message to Pepper.
If you haven't seen the movie by now, you should be ashamed.
I agree.
You should,
unless you're not a superhero person, because I know a few people that aren't superhero people, which that's completely fine. But
yeah. But if you're watching a watch party of the movie as your first time watching it,
yeah,
you're doing it wrong, yeah.
Oh. And just subtle moments like this, with Nebula being like really nice, when like she was just treated so badly for her whole life.
Yeah. Well, it just shows how far along she's come.
Yeah. And like Rob was saying before, it's 3.5 hours. It seems like a long time, but they cram so much into this movie that you could almost make it longer, and I'd be okay with it. Like even she gives them the food. Like that's really nice of her.
Yeah, I love that little gesture. There's like little things in this movie.
Yeah. By the way, one of the I think it might be the only wrestling reference in this movie. He calls her the Blue Meanie.
Yes, yeah. Who we would have been interviewing had there not been a pandemic right now.
Yeah. The world decided to end, so.
No, don't say. Hopefully.
Well, for now.
Also a Beatles reference, isn't the Yellow
could be.
There's the Blue Meanie in that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, could be.
True. I know. How do you not get sucked in by this scene?
The only thing that I feel like took a little bit out of the wind in the sails is he's not dying here. If you really thought he was dying here, it would have hurt a lot more. It's a really good scene, but I never really questioned whether or not he was going to live through the opening of the movie.
True, that's fair. But did you think what was going to happen? Can you imagine?
Yeah, like if they had him die in the beginning, like would Captain America have been the one to pass away at the end? Oh man, I don't know if I can handle
that. Yeah.
A lot of people thought it was
much.
A lot of people thought it was going to be Cap because of the comics and all that. That was another major.
I thought it was going to be too, and that ending battle scene. There was a couple points where I was like, they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
I can't handle this.
I knew it would be Stark. I thought it was going to be at the end of Infinity War. I thought that's when Stark was going to go. I didn't think it was going to be Cap because that's what they did in the comics. And plus, Stark started off the whole, how many movies over 11 years. You'll spot a lot of Easter eggs and little references to the old movies too, which is another thing I love about this crazy scene right here.
Yeah, well, I think
the musical score is so good.
So good.
It's like all the music in movie are so good.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it when Eddie plays it.
I was thinking that before I played it, it would be cool to do like a movie play along and just like score the movie as you watch it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, y'all are the musicians. I'm not a musician. Y'all are the musicians, so you could try that.
Wow, that would be awesome. That's
be the conductor.
That's a good idea. I would trademark that, by the way.
Look at this.
Just pulled it up on my phone.
You heard it here first, people. Now this is a crazy scene. Did you kind of? I mean, I think this movie really kept you guessing the whole time. I didn't think I was going to see Captain Marvel.
I didn't know what this was going to be, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix.
I think that's one of the great things about the way that they marketed this in Infinity War is that they really didn't give you anything for the movie, so you went in like not feeling like you had any clue what was going on. So everything felt like a genuine surprise.
Might be the most disappointing scene in the movie, Captain America shaving his beard.
I know, right?
I'm not gonna lie.
Come on.
I know. Eddie hasn't shaved his, so that's all that's important to me right now.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I I can't grow facial hair, so that's why I get jealous of anybody that has a beard. So I just have to keep it baby face. So
Did not know that.
But it's a great taste.
It is. That's why he's front and center. Man, I'm going to keep saying this every time there's a scene change. Another great scene. Kind of a little bit of the reunion right here.
yeah.
He doesn't know who's going to be waiting for him when he gets back. He hasn't seen Cap since Civil War.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the first time them seeing each other. Yep.
You almost forget about that until like they're sitting in the room in the next scene.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Just even that little part where he looks at him, he's like, "I lost the kid," and Cap's like, "Lost the kid."
Took the words out of my mouth, Nunez. And then that first or the second thing he does is look for.
Oh, this part right here where they hold each other's hands. See the emotions already starting. Just them holding hands. I can't even look at the screen right now.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel seeing this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it before it happens.
This is reminiscent of a shot from the Infinity Gauntlet comic books, which I think in the second book where everyone kind of started disappearing was how that story kind of started, whereas the last movie ended that way. But they did a really good job kind of mimicking that shot in this scene, and Thor with the hot mixtape photo right there.
Nice. Yeah, he looks like he's about to like consult with Eminem and see what's the next move.
Right.
I think he's sitting down. I think he's sitting down because it's weak.
Did Downey Jr. lose like a ton of weight for this part, or what?
CGI.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah,
I think it's CG. Like we were talking about. Yeah, like we were talking about with Cap in the first Captain America, where he's all scrawny.
Yeah. Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah. If you watch the trailer for Endgame, they actually play that scene where he's on the spaceship still, and they don't use the CGI, so it looks like he's just like his normal self, because they didn't want to give away the fact that he was wasting away in the actual scene.
Oh, really?
So you can see the difference between it's he looks normal in the trailer, and then when you see the movie, he's like,
it's like they
clearly not his best physical form.
Yeah. This is great. Like they finally get it all out, and at the same time, Tony's got a few screw loose. You know.
The Avengers, not the pre-Avengers. Right? You made your point. No, your point. Just sit down. We need you. You're doing a lot.
Yeah.
I think we should all strive to be Captain America, because in a really hostile scene like this, just not reacting back emotionally, just kind of taking it all in, and then like.
Yeah.
Because your first reaction's to yell back, but he's kind of just like, no, you make good points, but no.
Yeah, he doesn't really lead emotionally. He's got a rational thinking mind. Where Tony is the opposite. Like, his emotions just rule him.
I even love this part where Captain Marvel's like, well, that was cool, but I'm gonna go kill Thanos now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not what I expected the movie to be at all. This is not what.
No, this opening part is great.
Yeah. And like
might be the longest title screen, by the way. Like pre title screen scene.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
I think the longest one I know besides this one's the Friday the 13th remake.
Oh, there you go. But yeah,
Somebody really has to do a movie where they just wait till like the middle of the movie to do the title screen, just as a joke.
Yeah. And again, I love the assortment of heroes you get here. Um, like they don't even know Captain Marvel. She's right in the mix and already taking that leadership role. Nebula, obviously more known as a villain, and Thor. You don't hear anything from Thor yet.
I mean, his knees are weak. That's why he's sitting down.
His palms are sweaty.
Oh man.
I think he may have just thrown up his mom's spaghetti.
There it is. Oh boy.
Oh, this part's great.
It's all great. A lot of alphas in the room right now.
I like this one. It's a horrible accent.
Stormbreaker's awesome.
Hey guys, let's go get this son of a bitch.
You sound like you're from London.
Oh, I remember when we were in the theater. Every time this part came on with the title screen, everybody cheered like we were at a concert.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
There's nothing like going to like an event movie like these on like an opening night and just
I went
reacting with
Thursday at midnight. Yeah, I went Thursday midnight going into Friday. I went Saturday and then I went Sunday.
Nice.
I went the Sunday of. In fact, this is the one.
Yeah, I don't know how you wait. I always go Thursday night.
Yeah, it's just
that Thursday night crowd was ridiculous.
There's nothing like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it really was awesome.
Sundays for losers, Bobman.
Yeah, you mean you're not wrong. I can't argue with that. So that's why I went.
I went on a Sunday. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I went on Sunday too, but
I know
for the first time on Sunday. That's crazy talk.
He's a busy guy. Well, he was a busy guy. Now none of us are busy.
Yeah, now none of us are busy.
For anyone chiming into the stream right now, where you are at, them flying over to House Thanos right now. Again, something I did not expect the way this movie to go. You know, we have some new characters linking up, and then we got to figure out what's happening into the Infinity Stones, because right now the plan is to get the Gauntlet and just kind of undo everything. But as we know, that's not the way it goes.
I feel like I'm in Legend of Zelda right now.
Yeah.
Well, Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Good call, good call.
Pick some Volt Fruit. It's probably because I'm playing it right now, so everything seems like Legend of Zelda.
Nice, yeah. I'm trying to think like this. I'm trying to think this was his plan. So he wipes out half of like humanity and then or all living creatures and then he just secludes himself to a farm?
Yeah, he just retires on a farm. He doesn't even have a girlfriend.
No, he doesn't have anybody
or a boyfriend or nothing.
All he's got is a damaged arm from the gauntlet.
Did they do the shot of the Scarecrow? Did I miss it?
Yeah, with his armor, yeah.
Brilliant, another brilliant like comic book kind of throwback right there. Brilliant shot.
Woo.
Again, still no Hulk. The
Man,
Hulk Buster.
Seeing that for the first time, how they just dismember Thanos like that.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, we're gonna cut off your arm.
Came out of nowhere. Oh my god, it's the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, when Rocket's upset, you know it's bad.
Yeah, you know it's bad because he'll just say something smart like, somebody give him a hand or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna get that arm. I still can't imagine Bradley Cooper doing that voice. He does a great job. I can't put the face and the voice together.
Right. They forget that Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel are in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's especially hilarious for Vin Diesel because he just says 3 words. Well, actually 4, 5.
I am Groot, and then what else?
He says "We are Groot" at the end of Guardians.
Oh, he does say we are Groot. Okay.
I gotta say, the one missed opportunity I feel like happened in this is they didn't have Rocket meet an actual raccoon.
Yeah, very true.
Even just for like a minute, if he just saw a raccoon like walking across like the driveway at Avengers compound, that would have just been hilarious.
Oh man.
This scene,
Yeah.
there was a like big gasp in the theater. We're just like, what is gonna happen now?
Yeah. Like what? You killed him right now?
Did you guys? Well, I mean, I know Eddie. Rob was telling me that you know the comics. Did you know that it was gonna go through time travel?
No.
Because I had no clue.
I mean, I had heard something just in reference to the movie, but as far as like what I expected from the story, it was totally out of left field.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I agree. This is not like the comics. You know that like a lot of like little scenes and things that happen to the characters and stuff are a little bit from the comics. Like Wolverine and Hulk have a cool like story arc. Obviously, there's no Wolverine in this. I was hoping like Deadpool or Wolverine would pop out of one of those portals. It just gives us a little something, but they did it perfectly. I can't complain. But yeah, this 5 years later, that hit me like, oh, is this what we're doing? Like, I'm not a fan of the flash forward because I think it's super overused now. Like at first it was awesome and now everyone does it, but for this movie, perfect.
Yeah, I think for this movie it's perfect. And then this scene right here, I could totally see when this pandemic, like whenever it ends, I could see something like this actually happening. People having like, I guess like group sessions about, you know, I guess almost like therapy. I could kind of see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, City Field's empty right now, man.
I think the flash forward had so much of a purpose in the movie.
I mean, no offense to Mets fans, but most of the time City Field is empty.
Wow. Don't. It's messed
They
up.
actually filmed that during a Mets game.
No, so I have a whole bunch of friends that are Mets fans. I love you guys.
Stop. Oh, man.
By the way, if you guys knew this, but that's one of the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then this Jim Starlin is the other guy, the creator of Thanos.
Oh, really?
Good I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
Job.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's now. Does everyone here know that he's Cap? Like leading this group, do they know that he's Cap?
Yes.
Okay. I think so. Yeah. I mean, look at him. He's perfect. So that's Captain America.
Steve Rogers was a government employee. Everybody knew who Captain America was.
True. Yeah, I'm thinking like all secret identities and stuff. But yeah, which is a big point of the Civil War.
Secret identities in the MCU.
Yeah. Right.
Spider-Man's the only one that has a secret identity.
Well, somebody just get him a pair of glasses, and then nobody will recognize him.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they kind of do that in Winter Soldier. He wears glasses.
That's right. Yeah.
He's such like a good.
Yeah, that scene with him trying to keep everybody positive. That's such. I love that scene.
Yeah, it's so in line with his character. That's exactly what Steve Rogers would do.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time for the real hero of the movie.
Yeah, Ratatouille saved the movie.
I mean, so many things had to go a certain way, but this again, not how I saw the movie going. I thought Ant-Man was going to have a C kind of role in this, and he is a key player. I love what they did. They bench so many people in these movies. It's almost frustrating. Like they benched the Hulk big time in the last one. They kind of benched Captain Marvel in this one, but it all comes together, man. You have all these great characters, and somehow you get almost all of them to interact and have their big moments and their character arcs.
That's like Infinity War. The MVPs for Infinity War were Doctor Strange and Drax. I didn't expect either of those two to be as important as they were.
True. True. Wait, give me.
Go
ahead. Oh yeah, so another right back a lot of the Community cameos. He played a security guard
Yeah.
in Community, so there that is. And we do have another Community cameo in this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
what, the
think
little
they never
kid?
missed the Community cameo in any of the Russo movies.
I'm trying to think. Abed was in Winter Soldier. The Dean
Yeah,
played a Dean in what, Civil War?
in Civil War, yeah. Um, I don't remember Infinity War if there was one in Infinity War.
No,
Actually,
man. You can make me think. I'm sure if anyone knows what it is, shout it out on the chat. I mean, I know I keep saying this. Another great scene right here, man.
yeah, this whole sequence is so good.
I was saying to Nunez like there's a lot of concentration on like relationships in this movie, is like some like romantic love, like with the
Big time.
yeah, with obviously Stark and Potts, Gamora and Quill. I almost said Quinn, like like Thor. Um, but there's a lot of like parental love in this movie. Like you kind of see it here, and then obviously with Stark going later on at the beginning with Hawkeye. Like I noticed that a lot more.
Yeah, that's a good point. The two of them kind of come from opposite ends of the spectrum as far as loss goes. Like Hawkeye lost his entire family, and he spends the entire 5 years trying to avenge his family, and then Scott Lang just completely misses an entire 5 years, and
Yeah.
all he's just lost time.
He was actually gone for 5 years. I know he said it was 5 hours, but don't forget he doesn't age. So
No, Paul. Yeah, Paul Rudd's one of the few that don't age.
That's how Paul Rudd actually experiences time. 5 years for us is 5 hours for him.
Yeah, he's in the. He actually lives in the quantum realm. Like that's where his house is.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's DNA was the real key to time travel.
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure he is really one of the X-Men.
I never thought about how when they start testing the time travel apparatus, they start putting time through him and making like he turns into a baby and all that stuff. I'm like, that wouldn't work on Paul Rudd.
No, that wouldn't.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd will always look the same no matter what.
Which by the way, so he turns into a baby. He turns into like a preteen and an old guy. The preteen is the main star in Brightburn.
Really
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know that.
Yeah. So when you look at him, you can't unsee that.
What do you guys think of the Captain Marvel haircut?
Not
A lot of people were telling me they were bothered by it. I mean, Brie Larson can pull off any look. I think she pulls it off.
She does. I like it the other way better personally. But they, it's like again, like
Yeah, I
another
like the
love
other way
letter.
too. This is fine, but I like the other way.
It's like a love letter to like the comic books though. So again, like little things like that, showing time past and all that. So one of my big complaints,
Yeah.
literally driving into this movie, is that we needed to see such a good actress, Scarlett Johansson, emote a little bit more. Like obviously her character didn't always call
There
for
we
it,
go.
but this scene, I mean, right here, one of Nunez's favorite
Yeah,
lines.
this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Yeah, this is one of my favorites because I think, especially during this time, I think everybody should strive to be like Cap. Just not overdo it, but just try to be positive, but in a realistic way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we weren't stuck in this quarantine, we'd be going to see Black Widow.
I
on
know that was
Thursday.
supposed to come out today,
Is
right?
that right?
Yeah,
No.
today or next week. I forget.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I think
Obviously, it's a prequel,
Sure.
right? Well, we'll look that up.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I fell asleep in the middle of the movie.
There's your line right there, Nunes.
And like Cap, I'm a terrible cook, so I'm sure I've used that line multiple times.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about their relationship? Like they kind of, I don't want to say they teased a romance because they didn't, but like a lot of people had that in their head. What's it called? Shipping? Is that what the kids call it these days? But like I think the Russo brothers described it as like a brother sister kind of relationship.
But a little flirty. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't just ask
Yeah.
anybody to kiss you on an escalator.
Yeah. True. But I think they got it right.
Yeah, it's a perfect balance because at the end of Winter Soldier, she kind of kisses him on the cheek, and that's not a brother sister kiss.
No.
That's not no, that's not.
I think the biggest barrier between them as far as becoming romantic was more Steve Rogers because
Yeah, he's a one woman man.
Yeah, I
he's,
respect that.
he's still in love with Peggy Carter, and
She's
he's
in
not
love
really
with.
ready to like play the field.
Yeah,
And you get the feeling that Natasha Romanoff is more, kind of free spirited in that sense.
Yeah.
yeah. But she was in love with Hulk at one point, right?
Yeah, which I choose to ignore.
Yeah.
That was a pretty bad addition to that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
She was sort of like not romantically linked, but I feel like a lot of the early movies, each movie, they were sort of like, Black Widow is in love with this character this time.
Yeah.
On this week's episode,
yeah, Natasha finds love with a different superhero.
So Cap actually, like kissed Agent Carter's niece. Is that who in Civil War?
Thanks. So
At the end of the
so,
movie,
yeah.
at the end of the movie, did he? I'm trying to think how this works. Who still exists? Right. Yeah. Was her niece?
Yeah, she's gonna be in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Is she? I like
She's
that.
casted in that.
Did they start filming any of that yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait, dude. I love
Yeah,
Sam.
I don't think
I
so.
love
Oh,
Sam.
they did.
Yeah, there's a trailer for it, or like a teaser.
Did I see it? I know what. There's
You haven't seen it?
there was a thing on Disney Plus that was like a
Oh
look
my
at all the
God.
shows. I gotta watch it.
It was like,
What
it was
up,
more
Tony?
of like a Marvel Disney Plus show teaser. So it had footage from that show, it had footage from the Loki show, and it had footage from the Vision and Scarlet Witch
Okay,
show.
I did see that. I need to watch it again though. But yeah, I love Sam. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not. I know everyone loves Bucky. I'm not huge on him. Like, I don't know. He's cool. I think he's better suited as a villain. But yeah, I'm all about like we know what happens at the end of this movie, but I'm all about Sam. I'm a big Falcon guy.
By the way, I can't. When he was in the MCU, I can't unsee him as Papa Doc from 8 Mile. I can't.
I know. His name's Clarence.
He's a really good parents.
He went to a real good high school.
How many Eminem references have we had on this podcast so far? I'm trying
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough. Just saying.
Exactly, not enough.
I love the relationship between Tony and his daughter. I forget his daughter's name, but I love the
Yeah.
relationship between them two.
Morgan.
which they
That's what it
reference in Infinity War, I think.
Yes, because he has that dream about his uncle Morgan Stark.
Nice,
Ah.
And
Eddie.
he's like, we had a kid and we named her Morgan.
Eddie is on his game. And she comes out with the helmet.
I'm surprised she didn't. Yeah, because the helmet's, I'm assuming, pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, what a great
It'd be
image.
funny if she came out and she was like falling over because the helmet was too heavy.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah.
I love, not to jump to the very end of the movie,
No,
but
go
I
ahead.
love the cheeseburgers line.
Yeah, that's such a good line.
Yeah.
Dude, after we watched the movie, I had a big group with me, and we all went out for cheeseburgers. R.I.P. So.
Oh.
R.I.P. cheeseburgers.
No. Well, after we.
I thought you meant for a second like everybody that you went out with passed away. I was like, wait, what?
No. Obviously, the with the cheese.
This took a dark turn real fast.
Yes. After we ate the cheeseburgers, R.I.P. cheeseburgers. All right, so everyone catching up here. We're at the scene where kind of the scattered version of the Avengers approach Stark about the concept of time travel, which, again, we mentioned a few times, did not see the movie going this way. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, is this the plot to Back to the Future a little bit? And then they poke fun at that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Again.
And more importantly, this is the part where they reference Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yes.
The Winter Soldier is in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah. I love, who is it? Is it War Machine who rattles off the time travel movies coming up in a later scene? So good.
Yeah.
Is one of them Die? Did they say Die Hard? They say a couple movies where where I'm like, what?
No, they do.
What are they talking about?
I think they do say
Die
that.
Hard.
I think they do say. I think you're right. Again, you get to see Black Widow emote a lot more. Go ahead, bro.
I like how when they're talking about like all the whole time travel thing and everything, it's so easy to start explaining like some kind of science fiction concept and just ruin the premise because you over explain it. You know, it's like in a lot of ways you it's harder to suspend your disbelief when you start like making up like fake scientific theories. You know, it's like
Yeah,
the more
exactly.
you explain it, the more fake it sounds. I felt like they did a good job of like kind of balancing that. So at the end of it, you're not just like, well, that's stupid. That would never work. You almost kind of believe like that's potentially how time travel could work.
Yeah, you're kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and you actually buy into it.
So in this scene,
and it's not over explained.
In this scene, you can kind of see. First of all, do you guys think that they stayed for? I know this is not important. Do you think that they actually stayed for lunch? Because it kind of cuts real weird. I know this isn't important.
No, I don't think they stayed.
It looks like they've.
But also, too, I want to call Paul Rudd regular size man every time I see him in this movie now.
When you guys kind of saw the Hulk in this capacity,
by the way, I didn't see this coming with Hulk.
Same brain, dude. Same brain. Yeah, kind of. I think this is something. I was saying, what did you think when you saw the Hulk in this form? You know, I thought in Infinity War he was scared of Thanos. I thought that was the reason for him not being able to come out as the Hulk and having to use the Hulkbuster armor instead. Now we see this amalgamation of the the Bruce Banner and the Hulk. I didn't expect that. It was like he kind of figured it out. What was your thoughts on that, Eddie?
I would have liked a little bit more of a lead up to it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was sort of just taken out of the game in Infinity War, and they sort of tease it, and then you're kind of just you just learn that this is the product of all the weird stuff that was happening in the previous movie. I like the idea.
The scene is hilarious.
Yeah.
Say green.
No one cares about Ant-Man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, isn't Captain
By the
America
way,
in
this
the?
is the worst. That is the worst dab I've ever seen. That he's not even doing it right.
I know that was terrible,
That
Dad.
was I don't even know what that was. That was like a Hulk Hogan pose.
Yeah, that was just kind of like a wave.
That's great.
It's like if your dad tried to dab, that's how it would look.
Oof.
I love all the food in front of the Hulk right now. Do you notice like the bowl of eggs? And is that shawarma?
I'm not sure.
What that Tony was eating?
No, on the table. I thought I saw. I thought it maybe it was a callback. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into. Oh, this scene with the dishes. Even this, man.
Oh, okay.
Uh, dude, Eddie. I mean, his relationship again, like that parental kind of relationship. His relationship with Peter Parker, man. So good. Even going into the next movie, Far From Home, man. Spider Man's your favorite, Eddie, man. What did you think about this moment here with the picture?
Um, what just as far as like how it kind of hits you when you see it?
Yeah, and it almost seems to be like kind of the impetus for him, kind of, actually looking into this, and because you could tell he's scared of
Yeah,
losing his daughter. Like that, I think has a lot to do with his hesitation. Anything to mess that up, what he has now, but then kind of his essentially son on the other hand.
yeah. Well, I think it uh, reminds him that there's more than just his family to care about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I got some important shit to do.
He said shit.
Oh yeah, because I have important shit going on.
So good. I love how he just figures it out too, like in 2 seconds.
Right? He's just like, oh, I guess maybe I'll look
I
into
guess.
time travel. And then he solves it the same night. Like, damn it, come on, man. How are you that smart?
Yeah, exactly.
He solved time travel overnight. If he's that smart, it's like, why didn't you solve time travel earlier?
Yeah, exactly.
Lazy? You that lazy?
Or he should have just been in Back to the Future as Tony Stark.
They
And oh, it's
ever do
too
a
cute.
reboot.
Yeah, we were talking about it because they had Robert Downey Jr. as Doc and Tom Holland as Marty, and I'm like, I'm kind of on board with that. I am
I
so
know, and
against
it
them
looks so
redoing Back to the
good. It
Future,
looks scary.
but I'm kind of on board with that.
Yeah, like don't touch that movie. But I hear you, Nunez.
If you're going to,
Yeah, like don't do it, but if you have to do it that way.
yeah. I just wonder who would be Biff, because that's big.
True. I love that he's like
Yeah,
trying to start
that's a
a
good question.
yeah. I love that he's trying to just start a conversation with her, like, "What are you reading?" And then he's like, "Hey, I figured out time travel."
I like that she's on board with it. I feel like in a lot of movies she sort of turns into the nagging wife.
I feel like she kind of doesn't have a choice though, because think he's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, I think she realizes what's at stake. So it's kind of like if you
yeah,
figured out the
definitely.
thing that's holding everything back, I have no choice but to let you do it.
Yeah, which is the appropriate response.
Yeah, but I see what
If
you're saying
your
though.
husband solved time travel and can save the world and all the people have disappeared, kind of got to do it.
But at the same time, if she knew that he was gonna sacrifice himself, I don't know.
True. Well, moving forward a little bit, he does kind of say like when he makes the deal, the kind of that handshake deal with Cap, he says, "Hopefully not get killed in the or he says something like that. I'm trying to remember. We'll see it in a few minutes. Little foreshadowing.
Heavy spoilers from Bobman.
Yeah. Ant-Man, key player in this. Again, this is where the comedy kind of starts, I think, a little bit. Like, you had a couple one-liners from RDJ. He calls Rocket the Build-A-Bear. I thought that was great. But again, I'm surprised how much comedy they get into this.
He calls him Racket, I think, at one point, too. A Racket or Ratchet?
I think you're right. I think it's Ratchet.
Oh, it's totally the kid.
Oh, there he is from Brightburn.
Did not know that. Good job, Nunes.
By the way, if you haven't watched Brightburn, it is fantastic.
I hear it's really good. I haven't watched it.
I did see it.
I
don't know if you guys are into horror movies. It's kind of on the borderline horror because it's surprisingly gory, but it's essentially an evil Superman movie.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, and I heard nothing but good things. I have to watch it.
It's the guy who directed. It's James Gunn who directed Guardians.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
He actually didn't direct it. He produced it though.
Oh, you produced it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I forget who the director was. But I always thought it was him because it was sort of marketed under his name.
Yeah, they kind of use his name for that. Yeah. I love how Iron Man pulls up without even knowing anything. He's like, he turned into a baby, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, not only did he solve time travel, but he knew all of the repercussions of doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, he knew what the results were going to be.
He's got the freshest cars, too, in every movie.
I know, even in a post-apocalyptic world, they have the freshest cars.
I always wonder, why does he kind of overshoot him when he parks? I always wonder. I was wondering if there was some significance to that.
Why he what?
He kind of overshoots him when he parks. Like, he doesn't just pull up to him. He kind of like passes him and then throws it in reverse. I don't know if that just like adds to the scene or something.
I think he's just a jerk. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very stark.
He's just a jerk.
Scene stealer, this guy. Every scene.
I just love how he has Cap's shield like in his trunk, like he just has stuff onto it, and he's like, just take it before Morgan takes it sledding.
Yeah. And essentially a big scene because of it being, I don't want to say peace offering because they've obviously made up, but
no, but this is like officially like, hey, we buried the hatchet.
Yeah, it's like a truce.
What was the line in Civil War about the shield? Was it like, my dad made that or something? Or what is? I'm trying to think what he said to when they were fighting.
Yeah. My father made that shield. Something about you don't deserve to wear it or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he just drops it.
That was the one thing I knew about this movie going into it. I knew the shield was coming back because someone like sent me a screenshot of them watching it or something. And of course, it was Cap with the shield, and I was just like, "Oh man!" But that was the only thing I knew going into the movie.
By the way, I saw the gag reel before we started this, and the trunk, when he opens the trunk to get the shield, the trunk kept hitting him in the head.
Oh really?
Like it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't stay up. Like it kept hitting him.
Are there deleted scenes for deleted scenes for this one?
Oh yeah. Oh, there's deleted scenes. Yeah.
You can actually watch most of them on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they have all of them on Disney Plus. Yeah, there's a lot of good extras on Disney Plus. Oh, here's regular size, man. Everybody's so nice. Look, he gives him a taco and he doesn't have to. I gives him two. Oh, I gave him one.
I'm so hungry. I don't want to be seeing tacos.
Yeah. Well,
Taco Friday.
We'll cut it at the when they first jump through time. We'll cut it right there, I think. Snack break.
All right, sounds good.
Oh man, okay.
Now, you guys didn't know anything going into this movie? I mean, you guys saw it opening night, so you couldn't have.
No.
So this is where we kind of get into, I don't want to say controversial, like kind of the polarizing point of this movie, the take on Thor. You know, we had seen Chris Hemsworth doing a lot more of the comedy, like on YouTube sketches, like Thor with a roommate and stuff like that, him being on SNL, which he embraced. And I thought his character was perfect in Infinity War, but in this one, they kind of go like the comedic route.
But he's one of the MVPs too.
Yeah, well, what did you guys think about that? Like the way they go with Thor in this one? I know we talked about it on the podcast in the past, but what did you think about this direction with Thor?
I didn't like it at first, but when I forget who explains it, that he's a god, and the fact that he had the essentially the game-winning shot. If he killed Thanos, this wouldn't have happened, and the fact that he didn't aim for the head, and Thanos survived, and everything happened. For a person like him who's part god, he couldn't handle it, so he kind of like spiraled out of control and like is like where he is right now. So that's why later on in the movie when the Hulk decides to put on the Infinity Gauntlet, Thor wants to do it, and he almost starts crying. He's like, "Let me do it. Let me do something." And they know that he's not emotionally stable enough to handle it.
Really well said. Really, really good scene. Eddie, what did you? I think we did talk about it on the podcast, but what did you think about Thor in this?
Well, I agree with what you're saying, Chris, and I also think like on top of that, you have to think about what happened to him leading up to that. Like he's suffering through all this stuff in Infinity War. But, you know, that movie is so fast paced that you don't really feel like he's like moving forward through any of that stuff. It kind of all happens all at once. He lost his brother at the beginning of that movie. He lost his best friend, Heimdall. His father and mother were killed. He lost half of the Asgardians that were already massacred from Hela. And all that stuff just happened. Like the beginning of Infinity War, there's dead Asgardians everywhere. So he's like suffered through all this crazy stuff, and then he fails at like the biggest thing that could have redeemed all of the things that happened.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, he's a god, but you know, gods are people too, man.
Yeah, very, very well said. And I agree with you guys. Like when I went into the theater, I think there were like one or two issues I had with this movie, and one of them was this. I thought it was like too funny. Like I didn't think it fit, and like because like everyone's laughing and all the jokes and the video games and all that, and I didn't think it fit the mood. But like going back and watching it, like it makes sense. Like for all the reasons that you guys said, it makes he let himself go. Like he was so down, he let himself go, and I don't think I saw it that way. I saw it as just like comedy. Whereas like even in this scene, you see
they almost used him as like he's almost used as like a punchline.
Exactly, and in this scene coming up, like he kind of goes, you know, like we're kind of seeing it now. Like he goes, "Don't say that name," like, and then again you see the emotion, so it's not so much comedy. So watching it now, like I had not a huge problem with it. I had a little problem with it, and now watching it back, it makes perfect sense, and I like it. I'm okay with it, and he really does like emote a lot.
Yeah, I hated it at first. I didn't like it.
Exactly, but now it's a really good story arc.
He's going through something.
It's a really good story arc, like you know, kind of touches on his depression, and there's a little bit of foreshadowing. He has that amazing scene with Rocket in Infinity War, you know, where he's like, "Time to be the captain," and he talks to Thor. And he says, "What? I have nothing." He goes, "If I fail, I don't have anything else to lose, or whatever it is." So this is actually really a scene that kind of I looked at as pure comedy. It's actually really, really great. I can't help but laugh at the Thor bodysuit though.
I think it's also sort of a good way of setting up the story, because it's like, if you always have every character like at full power, then it takes away some of the stakes. Like if Captain Marvel is just around the whole time, and
exactly,
around, and the Hulk is ready to smash, then you probably don't have as intense of a story, and as intense of a battle. Like in Infinity War at the end, when Thor comes back and he's full power with Stormbreaker.
Oh man, that seems so good.
So good. Like I got chills when he came
yeah.
back. But like if he was just around the whole time, you're sort of robbed of that.
Lots of chill like giving you chills moments at the end of this one. Like certain scenes I watch in this movie, I know it's coming, and just still like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, still you can't. It starts to happen.
Yeah, the whole end sequence, like from the start of the final battle, like the whole thing is just like chill.
Yeah, that last hour is just incredible.
It's just payoff after payoff, like everything just like it just goes from one to the next.
Yeah, it's very well done. And this is kind of a cool. I was always big on Hawkeye. I never thought he really got any love, like even in the comics and stuff. But like, I love the way they use Hawkeye in this movie.
Yeah, this guy doing the sword fight is apparently a really well respected actor.
Yeah, he is. He looks very familiar.
Yeah,
he does.
I don't know if you watched Westworld, but he was in that, and he's been in a bunch of other things. I just remember watching like some commentary on Westworld, and they were talking about like how he is like a really big name in Japan or something. I forget if it was Japan or China.
I just love how, as epic as this movie is, there's still a martial arts scene in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's begging for mercy.
Ooh.
I mean, it's not like they're being like gory and super brutal, but I like that they don't shy away from some of the moments like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Where, like, he just stabbed that dude and he's wiping blood off of his sword.
Yeah.
With the bend of his elbow, by the way, which is so badass.
Yeah, it is. It is. She's behind me, isn't she? Like, of course he knows it's her.
Nice.
Someone forgot their umbrella.
And this is why we don't write the.
I mean, he had to show off the badass haircut. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of digging it.
I dig it too, bro. Again, great relationship. I love the relationship between these two. In fact, when they were fighting in Civil War, I was like, I mean, I get they're on opposite sides. I was like, really? And then what Scarlet Witch had the line, "You're pulling your punches" or whatever to kind of save it. But I love the relationship. Yeah, I love the relationship between these two, and obviously the big scene between them coming up. Good. I really like Scarlet.
Go back to Civil War for a second.
This is what he calls him Lebowski.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
Just going back to that last scene real quick. I love Scarlett Johansson's. All right, this is too funny, man. Scarlett Johansson's performance in this is one of my favorite of hers in any of these Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Ratchet, there it is.
Yeah.
That was my Halloween costume, by the way, this year, was Thor with the shades. The kids loved it at work.
As it should have been.
Good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to rock that tonight.
I thought about it, man.
Yeah, I honestly thought that you were gonna call me, and then that was gonna come up, and I would have been like, "Oh man, I should have dressed up then."
Be sitting there with all those technical difficulties for an hour and a half in full Thor gear.
Yeah, you're just like this.
You're
You
full
got
costume.
you gotta like you got a can of Cheese Whiz next to you.
God of
You'll just fall
Thunder.
asleep during the stream with your sunglasses on.
Nice.
Maybe for part 2 we'll do that.
Okay.
I love. This is kind of a silly scene, but I love that they address the time travel here. Like they,
Yeah.
you know, because we're all asking ourselves questions at this point.
There it is.
Yes, he says Die Hard. Yes.
It was the hand. I'm shooting you guys with
Nice.
my
Nice. This scene's kind of sad too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems really sad.
Yeah, like it's just a test, but then like he's like right in front of his family.
Yeah, and then he has to go back, like he can hear them in the next
Yeah.
room. So sad.
Now, do you think they're going to do something where the daughter? Well, wait. What's the Hawkeye series, Eddie? I know you're going to yell at me. What's the Hawkeye series that's coming up on Disney Plus? Is it going to be his daughter?
It's gonna be him and I forget the girl's name. I don't think it's his daughter.
It's no one we know though.
She's not cast, no.
Okay. I thought it might be
But
about
it's a
him.
character.
Okay. I thought it might be about him, like, or based on her, like, taking up the bow and arrow and all that.
Yeah, it is. That's how the story's gonna play. But I don't think it's his daughter that is the character.
Oh,
It's a new
gotcha.
character.
Understood.
Well, new to the MCU, but it's a character that's established in the comics.
Right, I get you.
There's a young Hawkeye that's like his protege. And that's how it's gonna go in some way, shape, or form.
Makes sense.
Man, I think of Hawkeye, what Hawkeye had to go through in this movie. He's killing people to avenge his family, and then he almost sees his family again, and then he has to see Natasha, sacrifice herself to get the Soul Stone, and man,
Yeah.
They really
And
do
he just
everybody
does it
justice.
on the hope that he can see his family again.
yeah.
So when they're again, this is not how I expected the movie to go, but like now I'm getting kind of pumped. Like, all right, like this, like you could see where it's kind of going. They're talking time travel, so you're gonna have fun with seeing yourself from the past. You're gonna see some cameos, hopefully not as many cameos as they did in this movie, which was amazing. Angela Bassett, you saw. Loki, you saw obviously. Gosh, there's so many.
You saw the ancient one.
Yeah. We even see coming up. We see Jarvis from the Agent Carter series. So many little cameos. So, and Thor's asleep.
Doesn't Natasha say? I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys have the
Oh,
smarts to put together that there were 3 stones on Earth at the same time? Like, did any of you guys think that? I didn't, because I'm like thinking I know like the
No,
ones
I
in
didn't either.
Asgard, like some are on Earth. I'm trying to like.
Honestly,
do all
I was brainstorming along with them.
yeah, which is where you want to be, man.
Yeah, I didn't give it any thought ahead of time.
Oh man, this is painful to watch. Somebody get him down from there.
Yeah. Know the flame of mine. I'm coming on as Thor next time.
Oh man, somebody pull the cord.
Yeah, it's painful. Eddie, did you see my shirt, by the way, bro? Eddie, I wore this shirt for you.
Yeah.
Man. Did you catch
Yeah,
it?
that shirt's awesome.
You seen the Jumpman Spidey? Come on.
Nice.
Insta buy. As soon as I saw it, I
It
ripped it.
fits because I just have Cap, and Eddie has Spider-Man, and then you have both.
Boom.
So it actually works.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Meant to be. Dream team right here, gentlemen.
Is Hulk eating his own ice cream flavor?
I thought
he might be. I didn't even pick up on
I
that.
tried to look last time I watched it, and I couldn't see it, but I think
Yeah,
he
I
is.
can see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It looked
is.
like it was.
It is his face on there. You're right.
A Hulka burning fudge.
Yes, which they reference in Infinity War, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point, they just kind of think like Gamora just got murdered there. They're not doing like the math.
Yeah. I mean, who even knows really what happened? It's not like anybody truly knew.
Yeah, didn't expect to see Red Skull there either.
There's nobody. It's not like anybody came back from that. It was Gamora and Thanos, and it's not like Thanos came and he was like, "I sacrificed her for the Soul Stone." Like there was never really that conversation.
Yeah.
Like they knew that she was killed, but they didn't know that like somebody had to actually sacrifice their life. It's at least not like said on screen.
I think we're gonna cut it like when they do the jump, and they what do they do, countdown or whatever, and they hit the thing and they jump. I think
Let's cut it when Scarlett Johansson says, "See you in a minute."
Oh, Eddie,
Yeah,
he's got the dialogue.
That's the last thing. Yeah, that's the last thing she says to everybody.
Yeah. Well, actually.
Of course, Cap.
Well, yeah, that's the last thing she says to everybody besides Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, gentlemen.
Yeah. That's so like that hurts a little bit to watch it a second time, and
yeah, it does.
I'm not gonna see you in a minute. She's all like excited because she's gonna, she's going back in time, and then like flying through space in there. So the whole thing's so exciting to her, and then she all of a sudden has to make this decision to sacrifice her life.
All right. You guys want to hit it there? Hit that pause button for everyone watching?
Yeah.
Hit it there. Good time for a break or figure out a part 2 or whatever we're going to do. Really good. I have a stupid question that just kind of hit my mind. Every time I watch this movie, I know it's a stupid question, right? So they're getting the Infinity Stones, right?
Yes.
Why are they getting Loki's scepter? Is that containing one?
Because the stone is in the scepter.
The stone's in the scepter.
Yeah.
And then the Tesseract is...
Ultron breaks the scepter open in Age of Ultron.
That's what it is.
In Vision's head.
Okay. First, I think I confused like the Tesseract and that stone as being like one thing.
Yeah, I used to do that too because they seem to be. But the Tesseract is the Space Stone, and the Scepter is the Mind Stone.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so you made me feel less stupid about it. Thank you, man. That's why you're here. Eddie, you want to play us out, man? Can I? Is that too much to ask?
I got you.
It was good, man. For the people watching now that weren't watching earlier, this is a real treat. I was gonna go Avengers, but we could end it. Can you give us Avengers again, or no?
What should I play?
I was gonna just say Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good.
I got you.
Worth the price of admission, right here.
Not wrong.
Beat still my beating heart. I kind of just want to salute the flag while this is playing.
Beautiful. All right, guys, we're out. Beautiful, Eddie. Thank you, man.
Buddy.